Okay, we are live again. We are back. And this time, I have a trophy. The first trophy of the season. The Community Shield. Some say it's a glorified friendly. Some call it a trophy. Some say it's not. Some say it's the end of preseason. The truth is, it's probably a bit of both. It's kind of a weird one. It's obviously it's an opportunity to win a trophy, and we've taken that opportunity by winning it. Our 17th in our history. We've won it the second most times. I think Man United have got 21 of them. So obviously it breeds a winning kind of mentality into the squad. So it's good to get the first. I'm gonna call it a trophy. I'm gonna call it a major honor, not a major honor, but it's an honor. Nevertheless, it's good to get one over on our main rivals from last season, Man City. Um, it was a good game. I felt it was quite intriguing. We didn't start very well in that game. We was a bit in awe of them. We was a bit nervous, and they were just playing us off the park for the first 20 minutes, I'll say. But then once we kind of got ourselves in the game, we hung in there. We had a few chances. We should have probably went into halftime ahead in that game. And then yeah, literally, I felt like on the whole, I felt we definitely deserved to win it because I just felt we had the better chance. Like we had a good defensive shape, great performances from Jurian Timber, Saliba. Kai Havertz did well in the false number nine role. Um, and then an honourable mention to Aaron Ramsdale, who's obviously come he's obviously come under quite a lot of stick, and he's under great scrutiny because obviously I think David Raya is gonna get announced in probably in the coming days. He's gonna be announced as an Arsenal player. He was obviously seen in the stands, so yeah, it'll be great to have him in. It means we have two top keepers now going into the season. It will keep Ramsdale on his toes. He made a few great saves. I felt like that game really sums his Arsenal career up as a whole, where he's made like two or three out of this world saves, which he had no right to make, especially the one from Foden. But then he almost chucked one in. Like I don't know when Ramsdale's getting the ball, when he's under pressure, my heart's in my mouth because I'm thinking, yo, is he gonna do a madness again like he did against Southampton? Because we can't be having no more aberrations like that. We can't be giving away goals like this season is no margin for error. Like we need to go and win the title this year. I feel like we're gonna do it this year. I'm very confident going into the new season. So it's good to have that performance. I feel like that Man City game. I did mention in the last podcast that the performance will provide the basis for the result. If we perform well, we should win most games this season. There isn't a team across Europe that I feel like we can't beat because I feel like we're now quite competitive now. We've got a great squad now. Obviously, I feel like we need maybe two or three players to add to the squad. But all in all, I'm happy. I feel like there's competition for places. There's strength and depth on the bench, as you saw on Sunday. We brought on people like Nketiah, Tierney, Smith Rowe, Vieira, and someone else came on as well. I think, yeah, Trossard, who got the equaliser. He's been amazing this preseason. Probably our player of the preseason. And I'll be surprised if he doesn't start on Saturday lunchtime against Nottingham Forest. Because obviously it was his industry and his shot that got us the equaliser in like the 109th minute. So the fact that Pep Guardiola is trying to play down the defeat is funny because like if you saw the way he was celebrating that first goal, it would tell you that he really wanted to win that, and I feel like Man City wanted the clean sweep. They won the treble last season. They probably wanted to win the Community Shield. Then he would have went into the Super Cup against Sevilla, trying to win that. And then he would have obviously tried to win the World Club Cup in December, I think. So they can still get another couple trophies, but not at Arsenal's expense. Hopefully not this season anyway. So I'm glad we got that. Because what it is, we really struggled against Man City. We was on a 9-match losing run against them, which is horrendous. We tend to do well against them in the cups. So as I keep saying every podcast, we need to get a victory over them this season in the league. So we come up against them in October at home. I'm expecting us to win that game. Hopefully we win that game. But I think it's about time we get one over them. And I'm happy that just the players psychologically have ended that rut. And hopefully now we can believe that we can beat them over 90 minutes in a league game. So yeah, I'm gonna play the press conferences, the post-match press conferences from Mikel Arteta and Pep Guardiola, and then I'm gonna provide my analysis whilst we listen to the interviews. Wow.
Thank you. First of all, how big a result is that for the mentality of your players that this City side is victorious?
It feels great. I don't think it gets much better than winning a trophy in Wembley against the best team in the world and doing it the way we've done it. So really encouraging. I think we had some great moments in the game, especially in the first half with 3 massive chances. But unfortunately, when you don't put them away, you know what can happen. And we had a little error in midfield and don't clear the ball, and the next.
Yeah, that error pissed me off. That's what I was saying. I was saying that we gave them that goal. It might have went over a lot of people's heads how that goal went in. I thought it was an easy finish. Great finish, nevertheless, from Cole Palmer. But it was, if you're a good player, that's an easy goal. What happened was, I think it was Thomas Partey got turned so easily. Phil Foden just ran through our whole team. We got cut open. Kieran Tierney committed himself. His body position was completely wrong. Got literally Cole Palmer cut in, and all he had to do was really bend it around the keeper, and it's a simple finish. But it all comes. I'm pretty sure it was Partey. I haven't seen it because I've been so angry with how easy that goal was. But other than that, we didn't get cut through by Man City, and we subdued them pretty well. But it just goes to show that one little error can have a devastating impact, and that's what happened. But someone did say that the fact that Partey was on a yellow card affected his ability to intercept that ball. That could be a factor. I didn't think that was a yellow though, because I felt like the ref was poor in that first half. He was literally giving yellows for nothing. Like he gave Arteta a yellow, he gave Partey a yellow, someone else got a yellow as well. Rodri was committing foul after foul after foul, didn't get anything. Like the referee was so inconsistent, it was a joke. But yeah.
Second, the ball is in the back of the net, and then it's a very difficult game to play. But I think we made the right choices. The changes helped, the formation change helped, and we kept some, we believe, and we kept some momentum there and allowed to win the game, the goal and then the penalties.
Mike from Mirror?
Michel, Aaron Ramsdale said on TV in his flash interview that he feels that the mental block has been lifted. Arsenal have proved they can beat Man City when it matters. Would you agree with that?
Well, I don't have to agree or disagree. Aaron feels it that way. He's great. At the end, is what the players feel when they are there and they are convinced that they can beat any team. We knew the challenge, especially because of the maturity and how.
Oh yeah, one thing I didn't address is the fact that we need to stop referring to Man City as the best team in the world or the best team in Europe. No. Forget all that. this is a team we want to topple. Stop patting their back and saying they're amazing. Like, okay, cool. We know that, but we're trying to compete with them. We've shown that we're literally, there's nothing between us really in terms of quality. We can beat them, they can beat us. It was an even game, there was nothing between us. So we need to stop having that inferiority complex against them and, start puffing out our chest and saying, yo, when you play us, you're going to be in for a game. You're going to have to play out of your skin to beat us, not just they turn up and then wallop us 3-on-4 and fives as they have been doing so for the past 6-7 years. That's got to stop this season. I want to see us going there and giving them a bloody nose and like them coming up against us knowing that they're going to be in for a hell of a game. So all this bread in Man City saying they're amazing, and that's got to stop now. We got to be looking at toppling them and expecting to. I think that's where we're at now.
Often they play finals, but I think we showed today a real resilience and determination to fight and deserve to win the game.
Yeah, I felt we deserved. I felt like we just edged the game. Definitely, I feel like we deserve to win that one. Yeah, so like I sum it up as basically the second half was a nothing really. It felt like an exhibition game. It was literally just stifled, both teams stifling out each other. But from what I saw in the first half, I felt we ended it the better. After we got over our nerves, we showed them too much respect at the start of the game. But once we got into ourselves, once we started pressing, once we started creating chances, that first Kai Havertz chance opened up the game for us, and then we started to play our football. Yeah, I felt we edged that first half, and the second half was just nothing. It was just like literally just us cancelling out each other. So all in all, I felt we edged it. Yeah, I agree.
It's great. That's the reason why we're here at the end is to win trophies for this football club and make it successful. And just the joy of seeing so many happy people and proud people and the connection again, doing it in front of our supporters as well in Wembley feels very different and it was great. Yes, I think so. I think it was superb. The way he pressed. I think how intelligent he is to understand certain spaces. The time.
I gotta stop you there. Kai Havertz was good, somewhere between good and very good. But to say he was superb is going over the top. He missed two very good chances that a good striker scores. I was pleased with his hold up play, the way we had an outlet, we had an aerial outlet from the back, so we could resist the press. If we can go long, it shows another string to our bow. So like the way we could go long, he can hold it up and bring others into play. That was amazing. His movement was amazing. Things that we know Kai Havertz is good at. However, the finishing is an issue. He had issues at Chelsea last season with finishing. So it's a problem, especially if he's playing as a false number 9, as a striker. So to say he was superb is an overstatement to say the least. But I felt he was good. He impressed me in that game, but he was not superb. Because if he was superb, he scores 2 or 3 goals in that game.
He was in great positions to score. We were very unlucky not to score. He was very physical when he needed to be as well. So very pleased with him.
Sam?
He was great. And we practice penalties a lot on purpose in pre-season to be ready for this just in case, when we went through disappointments against Manchester United, for example, and we didn't stop any of that. And that was the learning curve that some days needed to get the right results at the end. And I think he was superb. I don't know. I just wanted to grab that trophy as quick as possible, and then we can think about the next. But we know it's football. You say you win a trophy today, tomorrow you have to be training. You have to prepare the Forest game in the right way. It will be a very different game to this, but a really difficult one as well. And we know that we have to go day by day. This is great. It lifts us, the spirit, the belief, and everything. But that's it. We just want to play better and win games. That's what we have to do.
20.
I just said, listen, I cannot change my behaviors in 3 days. You know, it's very.
Yeah, I mean, I love Arteta's what's the word, histrionics on the sidelines. It shows his passion, and we love it. You don't want to be taken out of the game because it's like you don't want to just have managers standing on the touchline. You want to see them getting agitated, getting riled up. It actually helps the atmosphere of the whole game. Because I remember a few years back when Klopp and Arteta had a little ruckus on the touchline, and then the fans got all involved, and then the atmosphere it went up a notch. You know what I'm saying? And then Liverpool just ended up taking the game away from us and winning 4-0 that game, I think. But yeah, man, I mean, you don't want to over police managers on the touchline. Let them land. You know what I'm saying? Let them land, fam. I know Arteta is a bit of a crazy man on the touchline, but I feel like at the beginning of every season, you see them trying to impose these new rules, and then it fizzles out after a couple months. Like they're trying to do this thing with the kicking the ball away and adding crazy amounts of added time at the end of the game. So like in this one, I think there was 8 minutes of added time. Where did that come from? Who cares? At least because that meant we could score. But I mean, they always do this at the start of season. They introduce new initiatives, but then it will last for a couple months and then it'll just fizzle out really back to the old ways. And this will be no different. But Arteta's got to be careful though, because we don't want him getting touchline bans and stuff like that, because we're gonna need him, especially in the big games. You know what I'm saying? You want your manager on the touchline.
Good thing to do. Next time, yeah, we cannot ask him to say, okay, tomorrow we play with no offsides. And the linesman says, what is he doing? You know, we try your best. I try my best. I understand the rules. I understand where they're coming from. But yeah, we can get frustrated there because sometimes we don't know in what part of the technical area we are. But it's fine. We would adapt.
Gary?
The other rule change, well, one of the other rule changes is the amount of time the games are going to last now.
Yeah.
Back to the World Cup, not a 90 minutes anymore, maybe not even 100 more than that. Is that something that's been implemented without thinking about the players and the number of games they play?
No, because at the end it's about effective time. I think it's really good to do that because it was going too far, I think, and now teams are going to think twice, and we're going to have to be prepared now to play 100 minutes because it's going to happen every single week.
100 minutes, bro. But then it's peak though for the fans, innit? Because obviously, like, imagine you get like a what's it called, a late kickoff, like I don't know, an 8 o'clock kickoff on maybe what day can it 8? Yeah, like a Monday. So obviously Monday, Man United and Wolves. So think about the Wolves fan that are travelling to Manchester, and then you've obviously now got you probably got another 10 minutes of added time at the end of the game. Then that's just another 10 minutes added on to the time that they should have left, and it's just gonna get out of hand, really. Do you know what I'm saying? So I feel sorry for the fans that have to travel at night and stuff, knowing that every game is gonna have insane amounts of added time. Crazy, but it is what it is, isn't it?
You mentioned Ramsdale before. Has he been feeling under pressure, do you think, to impress you again, to ensure that he remains number one, regardless of any potential?
I hope no, because the competition here is always exists, whoever it is, and that's what it has to feel like. And if we don't feel like this, we're not gonna get the best out of each player. So we better feel like this and make sure that we all feel like this. Me first.
Okay, everyone. Thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, not really much to write home about. He did allude to the Nottingham Forest game, but I'm gonna talk about that in a bit. But yeah, all in all, it seems that he's pleased that we got silverware, and I think that's his third trophy now. He's won two Community Shields and the FA Cup. But with the group of players we've got, that's not good enough. We need to win a major trophy this season, whether it be the Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, or the Premier League. We've got to get something this season, and I'm confident we will. All right, now I'm gonna play the Pep Guardiola press conference. We lost three in a row because we won the Premier League. Okay, that sounds tongue in cheek. That headline. Man's just chilling on his phone, bruv. You know what I mean? He's just
Evening, guys. Hope you're well. If we can just take a show of hands, we'll come to many of
man's
you.
just chilling on his phone, bruv, checking Insta. You know what I'm saying, bruv?
Yeah, my first words, congratulations Arsenal for the Community Shield.
Thank you. Sounds like he's being pedantic, but what can you say, eh? The way he was celebrating after that first goal tells me a lot.
We were close. A good 25-30 minutes. The last 15-20, the first half, they were better.
Yeah, I agree. So he's basically echoing what I said about how I felt that first half went. They started off, first 20-25 minutes, it was all them. But then once we got a foothold on the game, once we started showing them less respect, we took over the game. We took over that first half. Second half, like I said already, was nothing. Nothing happened in the second half. Although, actually, I forgot to mention, I felt Man City's changes did open up the game, especially with Foden coming on. Grealish and Haaland weren't good at all, but Foden coming on, Cole Palmer coming on, did change the game. De Bruyne came on as well. Looked a bit rusty, but all in all, I think our changes made the difference as well because we made about 5 changes and one of our subs scored. So yeah.
Good two chances like Stefan and defenders blocked really well. Second half were much better. We played a really good second.
Wait, when you say you were much better, what do you mean? Do you mean much better than Arsenal or just much better than your performance in the first half? Because I don't think you were much better than Arsenal in that second half. You did nothing. You had a couple chances, as the game opened up with Foden, but that was due to Partey letting man run through fucking 15-20 yards unmarked. Then Foden passes it to Palmer, who cuts in because Tierney overcommits himself and gets an easy goal. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it happened, didn't it? So once that first goal goes in, the onus is on us to equalise, and we were lucky enough to do so. Albeit it came in virtually the last kick of the game, which must have been a kick in the teeth for Man City. But who cares?
Our energy for the new players, especially more players one against one like Phil, Kevin, even Cole, they were close, and at the end, we could not do it, and the penalty takers, they were better than us.
Yeah, so you literally just mentioned what I said. Cole Palmer, Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. They did well for City after coming on. But yeah, penalties are a lottery, really, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of factors to do with it. I felt the fact that we were kicking in front of our fans definitely made a difference. Because I remember Argentina playing France in the World Cup final, and then when I'm seeing France were shooting right in front of the Argentina fans. I was like, yo, these men are gonna swallow them up, and it proved to be the case. So I feel like that's a major factor, plus luck and the person taking a kick. It's all like a kind of, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot to do with luck in penalty shootouts. Put it that way.
Cancelo wasn't in the squad today. Did you see party plans for the season?
He has to go, go home with the family and was not here.
Yo, he's waffling, blood. He's waffling. Man said João Cancelo was not in the squad, and man was just rattled. It's like he didn't expect to be asked that. Like the media trained answer did not work for that. João Cancelo and Pep Guardiola have obviously had a major falling out, and he ain't gonna be playing for Man City again, clearly. So he's probably gonna find a new club. I reckon he'll go to someone like maybe an AC Milan or a Dortmund, someone like that. I don't think he'll get sold to Arsenal or another Premier League club. I think he'll go abroad. Maybe even a team in Spain, like maybe an Atletico Madrid or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But obviously, something has gone on because his his reaction and answer was a bit wild, to say the least. In fact, I'm gonna rewind that because that just cracked me up, bro.
João Cancelo wasn't in the squad today. Did you see party plans for the season?
He has to go, go home with the family and was not here.
You seem to have a long discussion with the fourth official and they showed the stoppage time. Were you annoyed with that?
No, it's not annoying. It's we have to get used to. I had the feeling, not because we were winning 1-0, it's just for the fact that I had the feeling that didn't happen much to extend 8 minutes. But it's a good question for the international boards and all the peoples, because they don't consult to the managers, they don't consult to the players. What is the opinion? They will go there, we have to accept it.
Okay, wait a minute.
They have to accept it.
Yo,
they have to
listen. Wait a minute, Pep. All right, so you're basically blaming the fourth official for adding 8 minutes of added time, but what about what are you saying to the ref for not booking Rodri for his constant fouls? He made 3 or 4 tactical fouls and didn't get a single yellow card. Thomas Partey made one bad challenge early in the game and gets a yellow card straight away. Did you complain to the fourth official about that?
to do it, so...
Just watching Lauren James do some step overs in an advert.
Whether you want stability,
Fucking hell, mate. What's going on there, bro?
The decent amount of games. Now he's not going to play 90 games. Now the games will be 100 minutes. That's for sure. 100 minutes. It never happened today. It was 8 minutes. Imagine when... Because they extend 4 goals. And every time you score a goal, a game 4-3, you put 30 seconds or 45 seconds for 7 goals. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., I'm here playing.
Man saying basically like in a high scoring game, added time's getting added on. So basically if the game's 4-3, there's gonna be better added time at the end of the game, so we'll just be playing and playing and playing until the next day. Man's got jokes. But the thing is, Pep, though, don't you think that it suits the better team if there's more added time at the end of a game? Because if you think about it, the reason added time has been added on is because the other team has been time wasting. So that team obviously has been time wasting, so it should really punish them at the end of the game because they still got to play, I don't know, another 10-15 minutes because of their time wasting during the game. So really, it should really benefit teams like Man City and Arsenal going forward, because the teams that used to previously time waste would probably think twice now.
You don't want that, Steve.
Don't ask me my opinion, please. Don't ask me my opinion.
You made your opinion pretty clear, bro.
Like you said before, you mentioned about how Arsenal had 2 weeks extra preparation, and obviously you finished last season. Mate, do you think that was a factor today?
No. The team behaved unbelievable. So the second half, the last minutes, a lot of attacking players were there. They push a lot, and it's normal. And so it's normal that we are a little bit, but so we are not NBA that you finish, you have 3 months off to recover. Not here, especially here, for the bad seasons and the good seasons. So it didn't happen, and you have to adapt. So that's why I'm surprised how good we behave. The reality is what it is. We face an extraordinary team. It happened last season, this season again. So, and we were close. We are a little bit disappointed for the fact that we were close, but it's football. Always you cannot win. It's just to bring minutes to the players and thinking on Friday to go to Barney to play.
Great goal by Cole Palmer.
Yeah.
What have you got planned for him this season? He's going to be
But tomorrow's going to train with us, so we have a lot of confidence with him. We have appreciate a lot. I know he want to play last season, didn't play much. We have to, the agent, himself had to talk with the club. I want to stay. We are more than pleased. You want to leave. I don't know what's going to happen.
I think Cole Palmer's an interesting one. I personally think Man City need to do some more business in the transfer market. They've only signed 2 players so far, and they've lost 2 or 3 key players who are mainstays in the side over, let's say, the past 5 years, in Riyad Mahrez and Ilkay Gundogan. They brought in Vardio. What's his name again? Yeah, Vardio and Kovacic. They need more though. I feel like they need another winger perhaps. So that's why I'm mentioning Cole Palmer, because he's a young player who's looking to now force his way into that first team proper, like Foden did a few years back. I just feel like they need an experienced Premier League player to come in, because they've lost too much quality and haven't replace them in my eyes. What they're trying to do is kind of push the players that they've got forward to compete now for starting berths, like Foden, like Cole Palmer, like Alvarez. So they still got the players there, but I just feel like they need another 1 or 2 fresh faces just to reinvigorate the squad and just a quality experienced player. I think maybe like a £70 million signing. You know, that one's there, bruv.
For him, because of course he's a top player.
He's a top player, bruv.
for a meal with Carl Walker?
Yeah, I want.
Oh yeah?
Have you persuaded him to stay? Or,
I'm so disappointed that I should pay. He didn't pay me, and that is not nice for his side. I was for a long time. Not now for this situation. So for a long time we were looking forward to dinner together. Sometimes I do it with some players, and it was nice. It's our captain, so 7 years together working, and it's so important. The player for us, and hopefully he can stay. At the end we have 1 more year contract. It's not the end of the contract, so if someone wants him, we have to talk to the club, and like in case for Bernardo, so we want him to stay because they are so important for us.
Yeah, I feel like it's important Man City don't keep losing. Like, they can't get too complacent and think that they can just keep losing these key players and just carry on winning stuff. And you know what I mean? They've already lost the 2 players I mentioned earlier. And if they lose people like Kyle Walker and Bernardo Silva, that's 4 first-team players that have so much experience and the winning mentality. You don't want to just be bringing in new players where they have to adapt and learn the system and things like that. So I think it's important that they keep hold of Walker, at least for this season. And I reckon he'll probably move on in the summer on a free, like he just mentioned there. He also mentioned the fact that he's a captain, but they haven't announced their official captain yet, but I know obviously he's one of the candidates to be the captain alongside De Bruyne and Ruben Dias. But I personally think De Bruyne will be named the captain eventually. But yeah, Kyle Walker is definitely one of the leaders in that team. So you don't want to be losing people like him anytime soon.
Hi there. What do you what's your most pleased about this game, and what do you think is going to your team moving forward this season?
We finished an incredible stress season. Last season, we have the players went to the national teams, and they have maybe not even 3 weeks. And we came back, but we trained in Manchester a little bit before we went to a tour to Asia. Did really well, and when we come back there, we could not train because it's impossible to train there. We played decent games against Bayern Munich. And the other two, Yokohama and Atletico Madrid. And after we come back here, they did incredible 3 days. I saw
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the last podcast. The fact that they only played 3 preseason games, they don't tend to start the season really well, and just the feel good factor and the quality we had. I felt that I expected us to beat Man City, and I to be honest though, they didn't look sluggish in that game. They did actually play quite well. It's just yeah, I just felt that we're now able to compete with them, and yeah, they're literally their match fitness probably the lack of match fitness probably showed in the second half because they kind of ran out of ideas. But it was something that I thought was important, the fact that they didn't play much in preseason, whereas we've played like 6 or 7 games and we're looking like we're more than ready for the season to start. So that's the difference. And I know they play on Friday before us, so it'll be interesting to see how they cope with that and what players they play in that season opener on Friday night.
Still the guys are here, so we cannot complain. I know how difficult is this competition. I know we have to, if we'll be able to rise our mentally to say, okay, we can do better, we can do better. After won everything, I don't know, the feelings that we can do better. That is the target, and yeah, we'll see.
Carry on. I just hesitate to ask this because I know you're a winner, the team are winners, but we lost in the Michel. Last season we're on
3 in a row.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row, bruv. Fuck it out. So next year when you're in it, it'll be Connect 4. But you're not going to be in it because we're going to win the league. And, wait. I mean, for you to be in it, you're going to have to finish second because we're going to win the league and the Premier League and the FA Cup. And you're just gonna be second like we was. Maybe you could win it then if you're second. But I've heard the last 3 or 4, is it 4 winners of the Community Shield have all finished outside the top 4. Well, that's definitely not happening this season because we're definitely going. I believe we're gonna be in the top 4. I believe we're gonna be in the top 3. So for us to not be in the top 4 after winning, well, it's got nothing to do with winning. I don't think that has a bearing on the season, but based on what we've done in the transfer market and what we've done last season, it's only looking like we're gonna do something similar to last season. And if we can do something similar to last season, but not lose twice to bloody Man City, that's a 6-point swing, right? So yeah.
We lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
Because we won the Premier League.
2 times you France win much more.
Sorry?
Does it really matter? Does it really matter?
What?
Losing this game.
Congratulate Arsenal. It's football. Sometimes win, sometimes lose. We did it. So congratulate my opponent. And time to celebrate it, and yeah, just prepare. What can I say? So, we're Manchester City are a good team, but sometimes you lose competitions and games. So, I want to say something. The exceptional is win the treble. You know, this is
Yeah, bruv. Pep's coming out bullish, fam. exceptional. We win the treble. That's what I want to hear, bro. I want to hear some chest, guys.
Don't do twice before. It hasn't mattered to the rest of the season.
We came here for the way we played to win it. We are disappointed right now for the fact that we were so close, 1 or 2 minutes away, to win the trophy. But winning or losing, the situation I know right now is the position of the team, and you have to recover well and prepare the game against Varley, and after travel to Athens to play at 10 p.m., finish at 2 on Friday, come back, and after thank you Saturday against Newcastle at home. So this is my plan, it's next, winning or losing. So we would love to win today, absolutely. But sometimes you have to accept that you give credit to the opponent too.
Mike?
Peter, Kevin De Bruyne as your captain, is that the right decision in your opinion that the players made? Is he your captain?
Gundogan is gone. And when you finish, always we do it when you finish the transfer window and we have the squad, when we have the players will choose who is the captain. And every day choose, I support 100%.
Okay, so he's gonna. I mentioned the Man City captaincy a little bit earlier. So obviously he's saying, and I'm sure a lot of other teams have a similar decision to make, where I think Man United have chosen a captain, Bruno Fernandes. I think Tottenham probably need to. I think Lloris is going to leave. It's probably going to be Harry Kane. We've got our captain. Chelsea need to announce their captain. It's probably going to be Reece James. And Man City obviously do. I believe they're going to choose De Bruyne with Diaz as vice captain. And then probably Walker as another vice captain. And who is the other team that has gone out of my head? Liverpool. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure Virgil van Dijk has already been announced as the captain, with Trent Alexander-Arnold as the vice captain. So there's about 4 sides that will have new captains going into this season. So, but yeah, I think I'm certain that the players are gonna choose De Bruyne as the captain. That's obvious. But yeah, he's just obviously waiting for the transfer window to close for some reason.
They're not here.
Get ready with me and Pandora to go to the beautiful island of Zakynthos in Greece. I'm so glad to finally be able to tick this off my bucket list. I had the best time exploring.
Get out of here, man.
But always, all the time we do. When the captain stay, we don't leave. Fernandinho was the previous season left. They both. Gundogan now is left. We both, and after we see what happened. But of course, the figure of Kevin is so important. Is part of that.
Last couple of guys on here.
Yeah, we've seen the 52nd minute, something we don't see very often. So both teams were talking to their managers, 10 guys, on for that, there was an injury. And Michel was talking to 10 players, and you were talking to 10 players. In terms of managerial decisions, how did it affect the game? Because you started 15 minutes quite good, then Arsenal came back and got a lot of the ball. You put Bernardo inside, and that changed something in the game. Then in 60 minutes, you make the other changes. It seemed like a chess game from time to time within the game. As a manager, how does it feel to have?
Our influence during the game, when the game happened, is so minor. So it's not much. It's not basketball. I have time out. It was exceptional because I think Kyle at the end was there, or in the first half, I don't know if it was Odegaard, I think so. And they come for the water as well, and when they come to try to use something, adjust something that maybe you believe we can do better. So that is the point. But except halftime, our influence is not too much in the level of the game.
Last one here, please, guys.
Okay, Erling Haaland, obviously coming off the back of an incredible season last year. How confident are you that he can have similar impact?
A lot. He's a winner. He's a good mentality and minutes and rhythm, and that is what he needs. He's so tall.
Haaland hasn't scored for 6 games. That's crazy still. Yeah, he's gone 6 games without scoring a goal for Man City. Obviously stretching back to last season. Interesting to see if he scores against Burnley on Friday.
So big and move this body. It's completely different than Bernardo, for example, or Phil, or the other players. So that's why today he played 60-65 minutes, and and I'm pretty sure that Burnley will be in better condition.
The substitution wasn't there to do with injury or not?
No. We need a fresh legs in that moment. But, Julian was outstanding. The game he played, the foul, and was a...
I don't think Julian Alvarez was that good on Sunday. You took Haaland off because he was poor. He got marshalled out of the game by William Saliba and barely had any touches. That goes to show that if Saliba played against Man City last season, because he didn't play in any of the 3 defeats we had against them, if he did play, especially at the home one, I'm not saying we would have won, but we would have made it more, at least far more competitive. So it was good to have Saliba and Gabriel at the heart of the defence on Sunday, because it fills me with confidence when we have them two marshalling the defence.
And that's why I said to them, so if I can, I would do 4 or 5. We do 4 or 5. We could do 6. So this is the point. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bruh, the way he ducked out was peak, fam. But yeah, that's the end of the press conferences. All in all, though, I'm happy with the win. I'm content with the performance. I am, bearing in mind that we're playing up against such a quality opposition. I'm content with the performance that we showed that we can compete with them. I want to mention all the players. So Ramsdale's performance was more good than bad. I feel like there's room for improvement. Because he's a top keeper. He's a top 5 keeper in the league. Made some great saves. I want to do some player ratings, so I'll give Ramsdale a 7.5. Ben White played well. You know, he played really well. Solid right back. He's not a natural right back, but he's a very good tackler, good athlete, good on the ball, a very reliable player. I'm gonna give him a solid 7. William Saliba was excellent at the heart of the defence, marshalled Erling Haaland out of the game to the extent that he was subbed. That's how bad it was for Haaland. Saliba was excellent, and it looks like he's getting back to his best after injury. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Gabriel Magalhaes didn't put a foot wrong. Sometimes he makes a few mistakes, but on Sunday he was good. And he always looks more assured and more solid when his mate Saliba's next to him. I'm going to give him a 7. Jurriën Timber, playing as a left back, even though he's right-footed, was a revelation. He was literally intercepting everything, showed great athleticism, good on the ball. He was unbelievable. He was the best player on the pitch, our man of the match. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10 as well. Thomas Partey at the heart of the midfield really wound me up because he let what's his name get past him too easily. But all in all, he did play quite well. I'm going to give him a 7. Then we have Martin Odegaard. Oh, he was amazing. He was showing some great touches, some great skill, linking up well with Saka. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. And then on the other side, we had Declan Rice. I feel like he's kind of getting into his rhythm. It wasn't amazing. But yeah, there was a few times where he made some good timely interceptions. All in all, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Bukayo Saka. He showed good touches. He was up against Akanji. That was a good duel. I felt like he gave as good as he got. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz playing as a false number 9, holding the ball up, showing his strength, showing his aggression, industry, but lacked the finishing touch. Otherwise, he probably would have been one of the man of the match contenders. I'm gonna give him a torn between 8 and 8.5. I'm gonna give him an 8 because he missed 2 chances. Otherwise, it would have been higher. And on the left, Gabriel Martinelli. Really tough ask against Kyle Walker, who's incredibly fast and strong. So anyone not going up against him is gonna find it tough. Martinelli was fairly quiet in this game, so I'm gonna give him a 6 out of 10. And the subs, I felt like Trossard came on and showed good quality, good industry. You know, he really took the game to Man City. So because of that, I'm gonna give him an 8 because he basically scored as well. I know it was deflected, but yeah, he was good. Eddie Nketiah didn't really have much of the ball, but what I did like was he came on, didn't sulk, showed a lot of industry, endeavour, hard work, running, chasing down lost causes. I'll give him a 6. Fabio Vieira got the winning penalty against Monaco, got the winning penalty against Man City. So yeah, he's starting to grow on me. You know, he played well. He did play well, and yeah, he showed some good touches as well in the game. On off the right, I like him off the right actually. I know I have said I prefer fast wingers, but no, I like him off the right, cutting in and playing people in a bit like Bernardo Silva. Didn't really do too much to write home about to get the 8s and 9s, so I'll give him a 6 as well. Emil Smith Rowe was excellent when he came on. He really brought the ball forward. Great dribbling, showed some good touches. I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. And there was another sub as well. Who was it? There was someone, Kieran Tierney, that's it. Kieran Tierney got beat too easily, looked a bit rusty. I mean, he ran with the ball a bit, but I mean, when Timber's putting in performances like that, for you to stand out, you got to put in great performances. Well, unfortunately, he didn't. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. So that was my player ratings for that game. I want to preview the Nottingham Forest game. It's a game that I feel we need to win for many reasons. Not least the fact that Nottingham Forest were the team that gave the title to Man City after they beat us 1-0. So we owe them one. I think we've lost quite a few times to Nottingham Forest in the last couple games. Twice in them in the FA Cup and once in the league last season. Obviously they were all away from home, but I expect us to win that game quite comfortably. We just need to have the right attitude, and once we do, we'll get the right performance. Once we get the performance, we're gonna win the game, and I expect us to win 3 or 4-0 in that day. So my team for that particular match would be pretty similar to Sunday. So Ramsdale in goal, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. Probably stick with Timber in that. And in midfield, I'll keep the same 3. I think that's our strongest midfield. So we'll have Partey, Odegaard and Rice. Then obviously Saka. Ooh. The question is, do you bring in people like Nketiah and Trossard, or do you keep Martinelli and Havertz? I would do Saka, Trossard and Martinelli. That would be my team against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully we can get off to a flyer, because I really want us to win the league this season, so it's important we get off to a good start, win the first few games and go into that Man United game with points on the board. All right, I am out. I've been on here for time, brother, and I'm thirsty. It's mad. Peace.